I know, the first thing you're probably thinking is, what am I doing here? And is this video actually 10 minutes? But don't worry about that right now. I'll explain later. The second thing you're probably wondering is, why did it take me 10 years to lose belly fat? Well, it didn't take me 10 years. It actually took me 4 months. But over 10 years, I've actually lost weight 3 different times. And by the third time, I had figured out how to make the process way easier and actually keep the weight off. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the 5 realizations that were a complete game changer in the way I approach fat loss. And the first one is to set a smart deficit. Fasting, keto, carnivore, all of them work because they eventually create a calorie deficit. Yes, I don't care what anyone says, that is what they do. The problem is, most people never figure out what their actual number is. For example, the first time I ever dieted, I just copied my friend's calorie deficit. Don't do that. Everyone is different. So to set a smart deficit, you need to know what your actual number is. So go to tdeecalculator.net, plug in your information, and it'll give you a calorie deficit that's actually specific to you. And this is also important for another reason. When your weight eventually stalls, and it will, you're going to need to know what number you're adjusting from. And if you just start cutting random foods without knowing your baseline, you're eventually going to run out of things to cut. But when you know your real deficit, you always know what number exactly to adjust. For this next one, I was actually making things harder for myself until I realized you don't have to obsess over protein. The internet treats protein like it's the only macro that matters, and yes, protein is important, but instead of obsessing over it, the better strategy is just to anchor it. That means setting a protein target and making sure that every day you get close enough. Because once your protein is anchored, the rest becomes easier to fit in. Because now you can balance your carbs and fats around it. Because carbs give you energy and a lot of nutrients your body needs. And fats help support your hormones so you don't feel like garbage when you're dieting. And that makes it easier to stick to the diet. Now, this next realization saved me a lot of unnecessary stress, and it'll save you some too, if you cut the cardio. When people want to lose fat, the first thing they do is attack it with cardio. Whether it be running their ass off or dying on the Stairmaster, they think the harder they push cardio, the faster fat loss will happen. But when you're already dieting, excessive cardio can actually make things worse. It can burn you out and make the dieting phase hard to sustain. So instead of trying to destroy yourself with cardio, focus on daily movement. You've probably heard people talk about 10,000 steps a day, and it works. Yeah, it's a good target. But the real idea is actually even simpler than that. It's just move more and sit less. I'm not kidding. Literally, like, walk more, stand more, pace more, fidget more. Just do the opposite of being sedentary, because small amounts of movement throughout the day add up way faster than one brutal cardio session, and it creates a more sustainable lifelong habit. Now, this next one is also kind of a hot take, but stop counting your calories all day. Before people freak out, tracking can absolutely be useful, but most people do it in the worst possible way by logging everything one item at a time. It's like they wake up and have a bowl of cereal, track the milk, track the yogurt. You get me? It's just like it goes on one by one by one. And before they realize it, they spent most of their calories early in the day. So by the evening, they're trying to stretch the last few hundred that they have left. And by the end of the day, they just end up hungry and frustrated. And I know this because I used to do this too. So what finally changed things for me was structuring when I ate. So instead of grazing and tracking every bite, I started using eating windows and meal blocks. So now I know that around a certain time of the day, I'm going to have a meal that has a certain number of calories. And as long as I hit those meal blocks, I know I'm in the right range, which means I'm not grazing, guessing, or constantly tracking food. And the final aha moment was when I learned not to freestyle my diet. The first 2 times I tried to lose weight, I was basically freestyling my diet. Like, I would wake up every day and I would just try to figure it out as I went along. And when your diet is a series of questions all day, it creates decision fatigue, because on top of that, you still have to deal with real life decisions. So when dieting becomes another thing that your brain has to constantly figure out, it becomes almost impossible to execute consistently, which makes the whole process way harder than it needs to be. So what finally worked for me was doing the opposite. Before I even started dieting, I just planned everything out. The foods I was going to eat, the workouts I was going to run, my calorie targets, even cleaning the junk food out of my house. Because once those pieces were set up, I wasn't freestyling anymore. I was just running the plan. I know. This. So there's actually a more in-depth version of this exact video in this video. And to watch it, go to the gear icon in your video settings and change the audio track to Klingon. Restart the video, and you're gonna get a completely different experience of everything we just talked about. But if you want to hear the truth of how I lost 50 pounds in 4 months instead, you can watch this video right here.